going with Raymer on Friday, Minch on Saturday, and then what's the plan and why the change on Sunday?
Well, and we changed the rotation a little bit because Minch went a third of an inning on Friday and then bounced back on Sunday. Raymer threw about 80 pitches on Saturday, so it makes more sense for him to be able to bump up to Friday. Minch will be Saturday, and then just a TBA on Sunday. What we're going to do is we're going to use Schreiber out of the bullpen. That gives us a stronger arm, a higher velocity guy coming out of the pen. We're still going to use Lutz out of the pen. We're not holding anybody back for Sunday, so we're trying to do whatever we can to help us win on a Friday and a Saturday, and then we'll see when the smoke clears, who's still standing on Sunday, and if we have to piece it together, I mean, that's kind of what we'll do. We did that a couple years ago with Calvin Gunner. I told him, I said, you're a relief pitcher who's just happened to be pitching at the beginning of the game. So, if you may go one, I may pull you in the first if I feel like there's a better matchup. So, and I told him not to take any great offense to it. We did that at Northwestern. I think he went out and pitched 6 innings and got us, pretty deep in that ball game. But that's what we're going to do. So we're just going to pitch relief pitchers at the beginning of the game, and there's not going to be any rhyme or reason to anybody staying in any longer than what they need to. So it's definitely a relief appearance for everybody on Sunday.
Which Schreiber is his issue physical, mental, a little bit of everything at this point?
Probably more mental than physical, but there's some physical in there. Right now he's just had a hard time, I think, being down in the zone. When he's elevated a little bit, they've been able to touch him up. And even at Illinois, I mean, he had a little bit of tough luck where he gave up some scratch infield hits and some things that didn't go his way, but he still mixes in then the hard hits and some extra base hits. So he still just needs to work on being down in the zone and being a little bit more consistent and knee to knee.
It was nice. It was finally since God knows how long. So it was exciting. I had a lot of kind of butterflies in the bullpen once I got out there. I was kind of calm and relaxed.
You feel good physically coming out of it? Is the forearm all right?
Yeah, no, I felt pretty good for the most part. I threw a lot in the bullpen, which I got to get better. I learned how to warm up. I haven't thrown out of the bullpen in a long time, so something to work on this week. But for the most part, it felt good. at the end, I threw a lot of pitches total, but it felt good for the most part.
Now, you've had the forearm issues a little bit in coming back from the elbow problem, right?
Yeah.
And what's the deal? Is it just tighten up on you on occasion, or what?
Yeah, no, it feels great. I'm fine. It's just kind of once I start throwing more and more, later on, it gets a little tired and tight. But it's nothing I'm too worried about it. It's been getting progressively better and better.
Yeah.
So Purdue as a team has had a lot of pitching issues this season. What do you guys have to do against Nebraska to be more consistent?
Go out there with an attack mentality, attack the zone at the knees, get ahead, get all 3 pitches or however many pitches. You throw over the zone consistently, keep the teams off balance. That way they're not sitting on a fastball, especially getting ahead first pitch, second pitch, getting in a good pitcher's count will help us a lot.
You guys feeling pretty good about the series at home? Think you got a good chance of getting some wins here?
Yeah, absolutely. We always feel like come out to play to our capability we can. Maybe we will this weekend. We're all excited. Got a good week of practice coming up. So.
Has this, to have a week where you don't have any midweek games, is that pretty beneficial? You feel like for this team at this point where you guys are?
It doesn't really matter whether we're playing or practicing. We just need to get better every day. Games help because it gives you that game experience, but practice we can break down little things, work on little things, crisping up things, and get better.
Have you guys talked a lot this week about just, having fun, playing loose, and maybe not worrying about, some things?
Yeah, we've kind of talked that for a while. We gotta just go out there. It's a baseball game, as Coach said after Illinois. It's a baseball game. It's not like we have to do anything outrageous. Just take it game by game, have fun, go out there, play like we can. We should be. We're fine.
As someone that's from Illinois, going back to Champaign and having a very consistent weekend like you did, both at the plate and then coming back to the mound, was it a little bittersweet considering the team struggles?
Yeah, it was nice to go home. I saw a lot of people, my family. It was a nice chance to see them. I know a lot of guys that I knew. It was fun to play against them too. But I wish, as always, we came out. I wish we would have played better. Hopefully get a couple wins out of it, but just got to come back this weekend.
So you looking forward to dedication weekend and being back here at home and probably a big crowd with a good opponent coming in?
Yeah, I saw the other day they beat Arkansas, which is a good team. And, I mean, it'll be good for us to play good competition. I mean, we'd rather play that than someone lower. So, I mean, I'm excited. I mean, it's going to be fun playing here, as always.
What do you guys have to do this weekend to get going again?
We just need to keep looking on the positive side. We can't reflect on what happened in the past. And honestly, we just need to go out and play. We need to have fun and play. I feel like we're really stressing out right now about what's going on, and I feel like once we get a little loose, we'll let things go, we'll be happy about it, and we'll play better.
How do you do that when things have been difficult for you? I mean, it's easy to say, just go out there and play loose and have fun, and in reality, it might be more difficult to actually do.
I think it's easier at home because we're in front of our own fans and everything, but I just think we need to be more loose. I mean, have fun. I mean, baseball is a game. Like, you're not going to play well unless you're enjoying playing baseball.
Yeah. Is that something you guys have talked about of late?
Of late, we're trying to just talk about forgetting what happens in our past. We're just trying to work on getting better every single day, and that's what we're doing.
Are you looking forward to this weekend? I mean, it's Nebraska coming in, dedication weekend here, hopefully some big crowds, especially if the weather stays a little bit warmer if possible, but you're just looking forward to that, and maybe that'll help you guys sort of turn the page and get going?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Nebraska. They actually played a good series this week where they beat Arkansas. They're what's ranked in the country, but I'm really excited to face them. I didn't really know a lot of the guys last year, but this is my first year here. But I heard they're all coming in town, so it should be fun to have everybody here watching the game for the dedication weekend and all.
Yeah. Does that put any more pressure on you guys having the dedication weekend?
I don't think it puts pressure on us. I think it might actually help us because we have more fans, and all our friends will be here, so we'll be enjoying it, I think, a little bit more.
Seen you in quite a few different spots, third base, the corner outfield spots, but leadoff was a new thing for you.
Yeah.
Is that something you've done over the course of your career before, or was it a new experience?
Actually, I've never batted leadoff before in my life. I mean, I put me there, and I was just trying to get on base as much as possible, as a leadoff man should do.
You feel like it'd be nice if some good things happen for you guys early, Friday, just to sort of, get some positive vibes?
Yeah. Coach Schreiber talks about winning the first 3 innings. That's what we want to do. So hopefully we can get out there. Hopefully we can score a few runs in the first, maybe shut them down for a couple innings, and then we should be fine. Yeah. Just take 3 innings at a time.
In some ways, you're halfway through the Big Ten. You feel like maybe the pressure's off a little bit in some ways because now you're sort of set toward the back of the pack, and if you're going to make the Big Ten tournament, you got nothing to lose at this point, right? I mean, you can just go out there and play in some respects.
I feel like that helps us out a little bit. I mean, we're just going out there now, and we're just trying to play and get better every day, which I think it takes a little bit of the pressure off. And from everything that happened last year, I mean, it was a little bit of pressure at the beginning of the season. But I think everybody's starting to loosen up a little bit, and hopefully we can start playing better lately.
So it's been nice this week to have a couple days, midweek here to get in some practice time. First time in a few weeks you have any midweek games.
Yeah, actually, we kind of figured it out, and it's no excuse, but we had, before Ohio State, once we got back from spring break, we hadn't been on our field yet. It was really cold the week before Ohio State, and so we were out here for like an hour at a time, but we had to get back inside because we couldn't stay out here any longer than an hour, so we really didn't get a full practice in. And then after Ohio State, it snowed 9 inches, and so we didn't see green on the field until we got back from Penn State. We had Monday off. We played Tuesday, Wednesday, and lost a couple midweek games. We practiced Thursday before Northwestern. That was our one full day of practice. And then after Northwestern, Monday was an off day. Tuesday we went to Indiana State. We lost a game here to weather against Ball State, even though we got a little bit of it in. And then our practice Thursday got rained out, and then we traveled to Illinois on Friday. So yesterday was really our second full practice on the field, just due to weather and games and things of that nature. So yeah, this has been good for us, I think, to be able to get out and just work on some real basic stuff and kind of get back to what we need to do to improve as a baseball team and not worry about the scoreboard at this time.
Yeah. talking to those guys earlier, they said sort of the message has been to just try and go out there and play loose and have fun a little bit, which has probably been something that's been a struggle through these struggles over the last couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, I mean, talking to some of the guys, I mean, they're, being mentally tough doesn't mean that you're going to run through a brick wall. Mentally tough means that you can handle the distractions, and those distractions are usually negative thoughts. And we're all human beings, and so we all have negative thoughts. The true competitors, the guys that can compete at a high level, are able to not focus on the negative consequences. They need to visualize positive things happening, and have positive thoughts, and then be able to focus and lock in and get their jobs done. And I don't think that I think we've had too much going on in our heads, and guys maybe worrying about failing and not coming through for their teammates. I mean, everybody's trying, everybody wants to do well, but they're putting probably a little bit too much pressure on themselves where, like I told them after the Illinois game, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot you can say. We didn't play well again, and I said, it can't get worse than this. So, sometimes you have to hit bottom before you can, pick yourself up and respond. So, it is what it is, but I think these guys will be resilient in that, and I'd be shocked if we weren't, competitive this weekend.
I mean, at this point, there shouldn't be much pressure. You're down toward the bottom of the standings, and if you're going to make the Big Ten tournament, you're either going to play well and make it or not at this point, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's I can say that no one expects us to make it,
Yeah.
but I mean that's what the expectation was. I think at the beginning of the season, I don't think anybody picked us higher than 7th or 8th, anyways. So now we had high expectations for ourselves, and you never want the coach's expectation to be higher than the players. So right now I think it's just a matter of we just want to play good baseball and get back to being competitive and not making mistakes that are going to hurt us. If a team's going to beat us, it's because they're going to beat us and do more positive things than we do. But we don't want to lose because we do more negative things than the other team. So just go out and play and stay aggressive, and usually things will fall into place. When you're trying to not make a mistake is usually when those mistakes happen. So I think it's just a matter of just being ultra aggressive, and you got to be able to do it with a smile on your face. Not laughing and giggling, but enjoying what you're doing, and we'll see where that gets us.
And you were being recruited to play at Purdue. What influence did that have? Is that?
It was actually a pretty big influence. I mean, he talked about his brother all the time and everything that was going on with their season last year. I mean, I was pretty excited that I was being recruited by them, and I came down here and I loved the campus and everything, so I thought it was a good choice for me.
Okay. So, obviously coming out of junior college, having a pretty good year this year with a really good batting average. What do you hope to do before you're done at Purdue? What kind of goals do you have in your career?
My first goal is to get a degree.
Right.
I want to graduate, and I mean, if I were to get drafted one day, that'd be just a bonus on everything. But I'm just trying to play well in the conference and play well all together, and just mostly get a degree.
How would you compare and contrast the Schreiber brothers and the way they kind of conduct themselves during a game?
They're a little bit of the same. I was really close with Doug Schreiber's brother Keith, but I mean, their dad was a coach, and I think they have basically the same philosophies in the baseball game and all that, so they're kind of similar.
So short of them, looking alike, you could tell they're brothers the way they can run a game, kind of.
A little bit. I think it might be a little bit more intense here, a little bit more loose at the junior college level, but I mean, you're at a bigger stage here, so things are different here. But mostly the same. You can definitely tell that they have the same philosophies and everything in the game.